Oh my god, no way. Okay, so
These are all the guys we could
it
get.
comes with instructions as well. For anyone
Oh,
listening.
it's part of the Sunny Angel trend.
I reckon it's Carly. I reckon it's Carly.
It's an
What is
NBA.
what is the Sunny Angel?
Oh, don't take
Do
this
you
is
know-
something we'll never
Do you know
get
what a
now.
Sunny Angel is? Then don't worry
Wait,
about it.
who are we hoping for? Oh my god, I was going to say DeMar.
I got a DeMar and Chicago.
Why are there two?
Oh.
This guy looks the
I thought it
same.
was Carly.
Yeah.
Wait, Chicago.
Oh, it's DeMar.
I say that there. I say.
Oh,
I say
wait.
it's happening.
This might make for horrible radio, but we got DeMar DeRozan out of the bowl.
Oh.
Oh, he's got a really big
Doesn't
head.
he play for the Kings now?
Yeah.
After the trade deadline and all.
Hey, well,
Oh,
speaking
God.
of the trade deadline, what a great segue. Did you want to read some tweets or messages?
You want me to start with the tweets? I think we should talk about the trade first,
Oh, we'll
Sean.
talk about the trades.
Bloody hell, did you guys see what happened in the trades the other day?
No, take us through.
I genuinely don't know who
No,
got
I've been in a coma for 3 days. I cannot wait to watch my Dallas Mavericks play.
Oh,
I hope they added someone like Caleb Martin. He would be a great 3-and-D option next to Luka Doncic.
Hey, it would.
Nah, where should we start with this?
Anyway,
idea, man.
there's so much to catch up
To
on.
be honest, I didn't even know we'd started. I thought it was just five bros chewing fat.
Yeah, but
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
that what the podcast is?
Yeah, isn't
Isn't
it?
that the show?
Maybe the real podcast was the five bros
Yeah.
chewing the fat around.
Yeah. It was one of those Marco things where you hit record, but we missed you doing a Jamaican accent. So this could all be cut, and if you do a Jamaican accent, that will be the official start.
Don't worry, there can be more. There'll be more Jamaican accents throughout the Yeah. Now, if you've come around asterisk Bell Street Coburg in the last sort of like 3 to 4 days, there's been a lot of Jamaican accents going on just walking around the house.
Can't be that many houses with 4 digits.
You'd be surprised.
How's your knee, D? What happened?
Needy.
Yeah.
It's my neck's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to
right.
hear.
No, I've heard a tendon in my left ankle. Maybe half an hour ago, maybe 40 minutes ago.
This is a developing story.
Yeah, developing story. Yeah, immediately someone was like, "You're gonna need to go to the physio." Sean, you and I are supposed to be running on Saturday morning, so we'll bloody see. I was supposed to be running tomorrow night and climbing tomorrow night as well. So we'll see how that all goes.
Out indefinitely.
Yeah.
I just heard reports Nico Harrison wants to trade for you.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
So if you're listening to this, leave your bat outside the front of your house for God's sake.
That's out for D.
That's out for D. We should probably get to the trade deadline, hey?
Yeah.
I just actually don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Do we
Hey,
start
let's
with
start
the
at the
biggest
beginning.
one?
Well, do you want to start about the biggest one today, or the?
Should we start
Luka?
with Nico Harrison at the press conference and the record scratch down and it's like, yep, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got myself into this mess.
Yeah, I think so. What's the details of that trade, Sean?
Well, I don't actually have any details because it's been out for a couple of days, but it was essentially Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis and Max Christie.
And the 2029 first round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just one first rounder.
It's still insane it happened. The trade. It's the biggest trade ever, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Like, some old heads are like, oh, but what about Lou Elsendor to the Lakers? I don't know, and it couldn't have been bigger because there was like 16 teams then.
And he wanted to go.
But also, who was he? He was traded for, not for value. The only other one that I could think of NBA history is the bad boy Pistons acquiring Adrian Dantley from the Mavericks for fucking whoever they sent back, which was an all-star for all-star swap.
Yeah.
Out of the blue?
But happened in the off-season, not out of the blue because the other guy they sent out was like not keen on being the third offensive guy, and he was agitating a little bit, and so they swapped him out for another all-star in the off-season. But this is all-NBA players, all-NBA first-team players in season.
So do you reckon that guy you don't know the name of that's the third option on the team, do you reckon he's better or worse than Luka Doncic?
Well, the game was more physical back then. So we'll see.
Look at us at the moment.
The Europeans were smoking back then.
Yeah.
So Luka might have had a good run.
Yeah. I am... Go on,
No,
Mike.
you go on, sorry.
I keep being like, this is one of the biggest trades ever. This is one of the biggest trades ever. And there's no other trade that's coming to mind.
Yeah.
It's like it is. It's for sure is. Imagine if it was AD getting traded for like, a good deal, you'd still be like, fuck, that's one of the biggest trades ever.
Mm.
And AD's the other guy.
He's the small guy.
shit one.
Yeah, they're like, oh my god, what the
He's
fuck?
the peanuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't breaking new ground, but it's the fact there was no run up. Like, this Adrian Burnley for freaking whoever you're talking about. Agitation's not happy in their role, blah, blah, blah. There was absolutely no indication that either player wanted to go, especially not Luka Doncic, especially not the 5-time
Mark
first
Aguirre.
team All-NBA player.
Mark Aguirre.
Mark Aguirre.
Mark Aguirre.
Thank you,
True.
Thank you, LS.
Yeah, and it's also just like so stupid by Nico Harrison and co. The reason he kept it under wraps is because he didn't want to like cause a fuss. But if you'd caused a fuss, then 29 teams were going to put a bid in for him, and then he could just raise the price.
You could have literally would the Bucks have put Giannis on the table?
Yeah.
Maybe. You want to like Luka. He's up in 18 months for his contract, but he's 5 years younger than Giannis. So if you want to do the win now thing, like trade Kyrie and Giannis, like that's crazy. And like there you go, Giannis is better than AD. AD is playing amazingly this year and will probably be recognised on the first or second team All NBA. But like Giannis is like Giannis. Or you could have got the bag from anyone.
As if Oklahoma doesn't just do it.
You would have got 10. You could have.
Oklahoma does it in a heartbeat.
You could have got. I mean, maybe they wouldn't do Shea, but you could get Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren and 10 first round.
Yeah.
So
And we'd be like, good deal.
it just seems like he's an idiot.
Yeah,
I think that much is clear.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, we really wanted a big, right? But shop around, get a big to go with Kyrie and get 5 picks with it too. Like get Jaren Jackson Jr. and 7 picks.
They're third and fourth best players at both centres.
Yeah. And also,
And now they're first best.
yeah, it's so stupid. This is just so stupid.
So these are 2 things I wanted to ask going into this podcast, and they both come up immediately. First thing, do you think there's any team in the league that wouldn't have traded for Luka if he was on the table? Second question, if the Mavs only wanted to trade him for like a win now player, like Nico Harrison has said, so you can throw out the idiocy of wanting to trade Luka Doncic at all, and be like, all right, we're not taking the bevy of picks. We want like the best player available. Is there a better deal than AD? And I'm going to say AD and 2 first rounders because it's ridiculous that he only got 1 first rounder.
Yeah, the reason, so Rob Pelinka, we make fun of him because he looks like a gimp, but the reason they said that the second first round pick wasn't thrown in because they didn't let him talk to his agent because they didn't want the story to get out. So they said, oh, we don't have a guarantee he's going to stay past his contract, which is just fucked.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think
Giannis no picks better.
Yeah.
I don't think OKC would have traded for him.
No, neither.
But 28 other teams would. I reckon you could maybe get Jason Tatum or Jalen
I don't think Boston would have.
Nah,
I think they have too much of a stick up their ass about the type of basketball they
Would the
play.
Knicks have traded for him?
Yeah.
Could you get Cat?
Yeah.
Did you get Brunson?
Yeah.
But is Cat better than AD?
No.
Yeah.
I think it's who wouldn't you trade for Luka? And I think it's probably Jokic and Wemby, and then I think it's Luka. Like
Shea. I think you're right about Shea.
No way.
I'd rather Shea.
No.
Why?
OKC wouldn't trade Shea. OKC.
I think OKC and Boston have
What
this
about
like
your team?
manias about their
What about
players.
you, Dante?
If I was a GM,
The Dante City Boffins.
because it's relative. Like in a vacuum. If I was sitting in my office in Dante City,
Gets pretty chilly there in winter time.
it's relative. Do I think that Luka is better than Shea and a better asset than Shea? Yes. Is my team currently 41-9 and Shea is maybe going to win the MVP? If that's the case, I'm not trading him for Luka because I could win the championship this season.
Would you trade Devin Booker for him?
For Luka?
Yeah.
Me personally, no.
What about
I love Devin
Wow.
Booker.
Everyone has their flaws.
Yeah.
Dante City?
Dante City, in literally in a heartbeat.
Wow.
Like, what are we talking about?
So would I.
Luka he's 25 years old. He's played 6 seasons in the league. He's been All NBA first team 5 times. It's literally never happened.
Yeah.
Not even LeBron James has done that. Like, no one has ever been as consistently good as Luka. His average is 29, 9 and 9, and he went to the finals last year. Like he's gonna be a top 10 player ever when it's all said and done. That much seems like a lock.
Yeah.
How it's got to be 28, 27 other teams.
Unless would you trade Keegan Murray in 3 seconds?
I trade Keegan Murray and whatever his brother's name is.
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, that one.
Chris. Yeah.
Chris
and
McKay
DeJounte
is
Murray.
on the
I trade
list
all
of,
the
like,
Murrays.
band names.
Yeah.
and traded players.
Yeah.
Keegan with a C.
But if the Dante City Boffers had Shea
Yeah.
and you offered Luka, you would take it.
I don't know.
How do you not know?
No, but
I've never been to Dante City. I don't know what it's like.
It's relative. Like,
I understand the
OKC
relativity.
is so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Okay,
I think this
I'm
is
saying-
the point I'm trying to. Sorry, you finished your.
It's just, okay, who would you rather have? Okay,
Yeah.
you're drafting a team,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
The order, I think, goes Jokic, Wemby, Luka. If the fantasy draft of the NBA. Like,
No, Wemby first.
well, okay.
Yeah. That's
No,
Because
the
he's 10 years
Yeah.
younger.
I think you're
like,
right in
maybe.
the top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shea did
None of
just
them born in
average.
America, by the way.
Should we move the NBA? Shea did just like drop 50, 48, 50, 36.
Finally,
Yeah,
he's
but like
doing that.
Corey Brewer did that.
He was
Forever he was first team All NBA in his career. This is like
Yeah.
42.
Or was it like he had the most 31-point games in NBA history
Yeah.
or some shit?
Something
Gotta
Yeah,
be
but LeBron
pretty
still
good.
hasn't done 27, 7,
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luka was good from year half with a bad team around him.
Yeah.
and then with a good team around it.
He averaged like 21, 6 and 6 as a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Mavericks are like, oh shit, we're contenders.
Yeah.
You know who else?
The first since Tyreek Evans.
Yes, you fucking beat me to it. You beat me to it.
And that was 25 and 5.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, no,
God, what could have been?
was Thaddeus Young after Tyreek?
He
No,
never
he came well before.
No, he was
No.
13,
I feel like
6
Thaddeus
and 5
Young
or
was
something.
drafted out of high school. A long time, maybe even like.
Nah, that was
2000.
Dwight Howard.
Wait, before you look it up, can we all guess what high school he went to?
Simeon.
Thaddeus Young.
Oh, I'm going to say Indiana Prep.
We say St. Joseph's dash than something else's.
I'm going to say some Bernards. So, Thaddeus Young went to high school in Mitchell, in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh.
But he went to Georgia Tech, so I was
He
wrong.
went, yeah. He was drafted in 07, which I think was 3 years
But
old.
I think he was drafted I think he was extremely, extremely young because I remember playing like 2K10 and he was like 18 years old. Don't fact check it, but he was very, very young.
He was drafted at 19, if that helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marco, who wouldn't you trade him for?
Luka Doncic.
Yeah. Thaddeus Young.
The franchise, Mr. Franchise.
No,
The Spurs wouldn't do it.
I think it's
Yeah,
Jokic,
yeah.
Wemby. So this is the final. This is the point I was going to make. Every trade, no trade happens in a vacuum. They all happen in context. The Luka trade is the most context-less trade that there is because there's maybe only 1 or 2 teams right now in 2024 who wouldn't trade for him.
Yeah.
I think it's Boston and OKC, and I think it's just because of where they are right now.
Yeah.
Because OKC are on this amazing run. They've got Shea in the middle of it. I actually just couldn't imagine him playing in Boston as they currently set up. With the way their offense works.
Boston's like a franchise ego thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
And that's fine, man.
Also,
They win championships.
Yeah, for sure.
also, I don't think it would be as much as we don't want Tatum over Luka over Tatum as much as, we don't want Luka with Porzingis. Because not only do we lose out on the Tatum being worse than... No. I fucked this up. But I think there's bad juju there.
The Mavs said, they
So
wouldn't play well together.
There was already the questions about them when they were in Dallas.
Yeah, but you can just move Porzingis. So,
If only we had video.
Yeah.
well, this is a great segue because I think you guys are getting it all wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm going to say
Wait,
it. You guys are getting
let's
it
just
all
pull your
wrong.
script out.
It's not a script. It's a bunch of
It's
screenshots.
a scroll.
What have you screenshot?
You guys keep
He's
forgetting
nuts.
that GMs are stupid.
Yeah.
That's what you had written down.
And this was always going to happen. I'm going to read to you some quotes from NBA executives that are in charge of NBA teams. And you're going to tell me whether these guys are stupid or not.
You have to tell me if it's a quote from an NBA executive or a 4-year-old.
Yeah. Was it Donald Trump or no?
Yeah.
No, not funny. We're not a political podcast.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah. Shout out, King. Sorry. Hard to believe they would trade him, let alone not get both Lakers firsts.
Yeah.
Hold on. But they're good at their jobs, so I'm sure they have sound reasoning. Like, okay, well, that's not true. Here we go. Next one. I'm not there, so it's not for me to say. But it seems like they said, we have to pick a lane, and it's either Luka or Kyrie. And they chose Kyrie.
Yeah, that's
that's not even remotely what happened.
I've seen that quote. That's fucked up.
In either of these comments, that's not even remotely what happened. My next one is like Shaq saying for the next 2 years Dallas won the trade. I think that this can be oversimplified. Classic me for oversimplifying. But the owners don't want to pay $350 million. They'd rather pay $250 million because they just spent all the money buying the team. But the owners are also stupid because he would just make $100 million in fucking sales. So it's just like your quintessential billionaire coming in and being like, I need to cost cut. They have no idea what they're buying into. They just go like, oh, Mark Cuban owned it? Okay, we're in. And now they're going to cost cut. And cost cutting means selling the future of your franchise. And instead of being the third most popular franchise in Europe and however highest in the US, you like shoot yourself in the foot and like fall off a fucking cliff.
And you still make money anyway.
But that's,
But like not that. But like it doesn't matter. You're not saving $100 million because you could have just earned it with the guy.
I think that's the thing. You seriously sold the franchise. Like this thing could run itself for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Now you have to work. Now you have to work to. Like Luka, as you said, Luka would have made back that $100 million.
Yeah,
They have to go into a rebuild in 2 years. Like
Kyrie's a nut job.
Yeah.
AD, apart from the last 2 seasons, is always hurt, and like God knows when he's going to get hurt again because he's like tall and 32.
He's 32. That's fucking. That's crazy.
It's pretty old,
It's
right?
7
Like,
years
older.
I was
If
listening
he's
to a
good for
pod the
4
other day
years,
that
okay,
said
great. He's
33.
good for 4 years. Luka's good till he's 36.
Look, AD have maximum 3 years. Luka, you have 10 years.
Yeah.
And Luka, you have 10 years at him being better than AD ever has been.
So I think this, like, the whole shock of it, like, I get it. It's the biggest trade ever.
I also
And it is shocking, but it's like, it's actually just stupid people doing uninformed shit.
Is it CJ McCollum's fault?
Okay.
No further comment.
the thing
No, bro. I want to hear the CJ thing.
are you going on?
I was just going to say, like, the salary cap keeps going up, and it's going up to a point that the owners don't want to pay players.
Because he's the P.
He's the power of the
Because he wrote the worst, NBA Players Association deal in NBA history.
Still could be. At least he's not Patty Dangerfield, am I right?
I don't get that.
Patty Dangerfield is the VP or the P of the AFL PA, and he's been going on Twitter and being like, we should shorten the quarters.
Yeah.
Because broadcasters don't want it. It's like,
Because I'm old and I can't
that
run.
Really?
I want
know
to say
internet.
something about the asset cost, and I also then we should talk about the Lakers.
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting as well. I mentioned it as a joke before that their third and fourth best players, which is Lively and Gafford in whatever order you want to put them, are centers, which is true. AD is as you age, defensively you move up the positional scale. AD is never ever going to be defending fours full time again at age 32. Certainly not next year or the year after. He needs to be defending 5 on offense, which means if you're playing him as offensively as a 4 next to Lively or Gafford, you're putting Lively or Gafford on the 4, which in certain matchups is just absolute death because, like Gafford,
If it's Jalen Williams, you're fucked.
yeah, if it's Jalen Williams or, like a Larry Markkinen kind of make, like a guy who can put it on the deck and can shoot a 3, like you're done. So not only are you acquiring a guy who, like on the face of it, it's a great fit because it's like a Kyrie, AD, like point guard big. That archetype has been successful time and time again for the last 75 years. True. But you're marginalising both of your bigs. Lively, who we don't know how good he could be in the future, and Gafford, who's in his prime and who is like when Gafford plays 30 minutes a game, he just gets 25 and 12 with 3 blocks. You're getting AD. Yes, he's a complete upgrade over that, but your best offensive lineup with maximising AD is going to involve him being at the 5 and him defending at the 5, where currently he's a all defensive level player, but at the 4 he's just not.
Yeah.
Which then adds to the stupid thing because you're pandering to him wanting to play the 4.
Yeah.
Well, like fully.
Because he's like, I want to play the 4, and you're
And
like, okay.
we went through that in LA 2-3 seasons ago, where it was like he just was taking one dribble. It was like the Klay Thompson. He was just taking one dribble pull-ups inside the arc and missing them all. And finally the Lakers are like, no, LeBron's the 4 and you're the 5. And lo and behold, with Coach Redick in there.
But now him and Klay Thompson could do it on the same team.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually forgot about Clay.
Also,
fair enough.
speaking on the 5, who's playing the 4, the 5, and all of that, so much of the value of this team and all of those points that Gafford and Lively get were from Luka. So they kind of lose most of that value. Also, I said this in passing out on the deck, sorry, you were playing netball at the time, but I think a lot of PJ Washington's points also come from Luka's creation. So there's so much creation, like Kyrie Cool, he can really knuckle out 7 assists. But like Luka can cruise to 12 assists and then score like 14 points in the last quarter and just win you a game. So I think they lose all the the positives around the edges on this team are gone as well. So I actually am for the Lakers side of this trade.
Thank you for being so brilliant.
But they spent the last 3. I called them transfer windows off the pod.
That's so good.
Like 2 off seasons ago, last trade deadline, and this off season, like maximizing Luka.
Yeah.
Like drafted Derek Lively, traded for PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford at the deadline. Got Klay Thompson in the off season, whatever. But like those are all Luka centric moves, and then 3 months later you go, actually, we're really, really worried about having this guy in our team. Everything you did was to like make him better and to make those players better, and it was great asset management. It's like PJ Washington has been such a good player since he got there, and he was just completely forgettable at Charlotte.
Yeah.
You know? Like we know no one watches Charlotte Hornets games, right?
Yeah. Moving to the Lakers side.
Wait, can I just say one more thing? Ask one more thing.
Yeah.
We all know what happened to Larry Sanders, and we've heard, read all the reports as to what Jason Kidd has done in, his domestic relationships and future children. What do you reckon his reaction was when he found out?
That is a very beyond the pale innuendo.
So just all right. Jason Kidd's in.
Well, I was
the
watching
line.
this body
What are you
language
suggesting?
How do you reckon Jason Kidd reacted to that phone call when he was?
Probably threw his phone at the wall.
Do you reckon he was like foaming at the mouth? Do you reckon he was screaming
He
that?
passed
Well,
out.
the look of absolute rage boiling inside of him in the press conference when Neko was like, "This is my decision, and if it doesn't work, they'll probably bury me and J Kidd in 10 years."
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
just sitting there. He's like,
But he kept saying, me and J Kidd want a specific culture. It's like, and Anthony Davis playing the 4 is your culture.
And we just watched a body language expert. And she was saying that Jason Kidd wasn't very happy about it.
But she also said Luka was pretty upset too. So maybe the Lakers aren't going to get away with this.
Then she quoted his quotes. Hang on, what are we paying you for, lady?
Yeah.
I need to search the word, doctor.
Yeah, genuinely.
Lakers side of things, they've got Luka Doncic. They're set up for the next 10 plus years. 25-year-old superstar, top 3 player in the world. He's not third. And they've got an ideal point guard next to him. Imagine Kyrie Irving but white and a whole lot cheaper, locked in for the next 3 years. Austin Reeves, in case you didn't know. They've got.
I didn't know Austin Reeves was an anti-Semite.
Well, he might be.
The more you know.
This is how we found out.
They're pretty much a blank canvas. Dante, you brought up in the group chat that they still have Rui. That's fine. He can be traded. I consider Rui matching salary with high jersey sales in the Asia region, right?
Yeah, no, I was for sure
You're tongue and cheek, family and cheekers.
Yeah.
And then they just traded for a young up-and-coming centre who's played collectively 60 games in his career across 3
Let's
seasons.
find a young Anthony Davis.
But fuck, when he plays, if it works out, if you trust your medical staff or just his body for being freaking healthy, they've got Mark Williams who should be playing next to Luka Doncic for 10 of those 10 years he's going to be in LA. The Lakers are set up. Lakers exceptionalism. This is stupid. This is annoying. It's like Collingwood, Essendon. Like
Did you say exceptionalism?
yeah, I mispronounced it. They're just set up. They're going to hit. They're going to go into free agency. LeBron James is going to retire this offseason or the next. They're just going to open up $40 million worth of cap space.
No, everyone keeps saying that.
He's 40, man. He plays when
He's
he's fun.
averaging like 23, 7 and 7.
Two more seasons. I think the next 2 seasons literally doesn't matter what they do. They can do anything on court and off court. They couldn't win a title. I think their roster's good. They probably won't win a title this year because everyone else is better. But
Is their roster that good?
I think it's totally I think it's so much better than it looked before the trade.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. What's LeBron on a title team? Is he the 4th best player on a title team right now? Or is he still the second?
He's second best. Yeah.
All right.
And he's especially second on a team with Luka.
Yeah. Okay.
But what's so it's Reeves. Who's
Doncic.
playing the 2? Reeves, Doncic. Who's playing the 3?
DFS.
LeBron James,
DFS,
Lewis.
LeBron, and then Williams at the 5, and then the bench is Rui.
And Jackson Hayes.
That's not that good.
Now that you say it like that.
And they, if we look at the
Jared Vanderbilt.
if we look at the trades together, they sent out Davis and 2 first-round picks in 29 and 31 unprotected, and Christie and Reddish, and they brought back Williams and Doncic, which I think is awesome. But their cupboard now is kind of bare because those first round picks were like the 2 things that they could like dangle, and they have no depth whatsoever. Like that's a perfectly. Yeah, well, no shooting. I mean, Reeves and DFS are good shooters. Williams is a non-shooter, so you're playing.
And LeBron.
But LeBron's
just like
standing.
40%.
LeBron's standing in the corner.
Yeah, but like he's a good shooter.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that the roster is that good, and I think that Williams is I think Williams is a really good player.
But he's just not healthy yet.
I randomly watched like a little bit of Charlotte in the snippets in the lunch breaks. You're like, I go on.
They're an early game.
Yeah, it's like, it's 12:17. I'm eating my lunch on a WFH day. Like, what am I doing? Charlotte's playing. I just put it in. He's a good basketball player, but like, where you can't win with just like having 5 good players.
Yeah.
And once you get to Rui, like Rui's a good player, but Jackson Hayes
No.
and they're not, and they don't have their draft picks.
But we weren't writing home about the Lakers' depth a week ago either.
Yeah.
And I think their starting line is now quite better.
For sure, but I think the thing that you could say was that Christie and Connect in particular would be able to develop into very serviceable depth
3 and D.
pieces.
Connect feels like the player. Yeah, that feels like a genuine loss.
Yeah.
Like,
who's the guy
especially.
that fits next to Luka?
Yeah, he would have flourished.
yeah,
He would have absolutely flourished.
Yeah. Could they have done the trade like kept Connect? Like, is that?
You need to give Charlotte something.
Yeah,
I know, but when they got
The first round pick.
They got the 20, they got the 31 unprotected first. Like that is.
But that pick's probably not good anymore because Luka Doncic
I guess so,
is on the team.
But also,
Yes,
they gave up more for Mark Williams than they did Luka. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And does anyone know what the man, Sean, you're probably the best bet at this. Where they sit in relation to the aprons and what their ability to sign buyout players will be, because like there are some I'm looking at and they've done this before with moderate success, but looking at Dennis Schroeder, the poor bloke, he's ended up in Utah, who have no use for an extremely competent starting point guard. Is he going to get bought out? Could Dennis Schroeder come and play?
Will that be his 3rd stint on the Lakers or just
They got Bronny as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does it say about his legacy?
I don't know where they are in relation to the aprons, but they would have to be under the second one to sign Dennis Schroeder if he gets bought out.
Yeah. So, but it's the second one that you can't sign if you're over, but over the first apron you can sign.
I don't think they're over the second, because they dumped a bit of salary when they got rid of Dealer.
And is Luka cheaper than Davis?
Yeah, he would be
because
simply because of age.
That's
Yeah,
Mm.
and then Mark Williams will be cheap as frick because he was
Yeah,
drafted.
four.
3
Yeah, so he's
years
only
ago.
got two big
He's
contracts
formally
left.
with-
Yeah.
The thing with
Yeah.
Mark Williams, and you alluded to it, is like I think Mark Williams is a really good player, and I think that there's possibility that Mark Williams could develop into a top 8 centre in the league. But he has played 3 seasons and he's missed 100 games with back and foot injuries, which are the 2 areas that you would not want your young big to be injured in.
He's like the ringer for Gold Coast Suns.
Yeah, fully back. Fully back.
I don't know. I just
Matt
saw-
Rowell.
Yeah, Matt Rowell.
Yeah, I've
Is he
identified.
related to your mate?
Rowley from
Who's my
Don't
mate?
Overlook a Kid.
Rowell?
Yeah,
What's
that's
the
good.
Mel Howell?
Howell. Shout out Mel Howell.
Yeah, they're just cousins there.
Yeah.
I've identified 7 good players on the roster for the Los Angeles Lakers. Unfortunately, they're all in the front court, or at least they all guard front
Bro,
court.
they sound like the
players.
Dallas Mavericks.
Who is it? Who's the 7?
I've
Austin
seen-
Reeves.
LeBron, Luka, Dorian, Austin, Maxi, Jared, and Mark.
Maxi. Cleveland.
Wait, no, he's out for the season.
Oh,
Okay, he's still on the
Yeah.
team.
So they've got 6 good players.
Yeah.
Okay, they got 6 good players. And then Shake Milton.
Did you say Jared?
I said Jared.
Oh.
Shake Milton.
Is Jared good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
He
defender.
just returned from injury, and boy, does he look deadly on defense. Shake.
Can't do
It's
it.
the most Australian fucking. It's the most Andrew Gaze Cody I've ever heard in my whole life.
The only options they really have at the 1 position.
Oh, what about Jalen Hood-Shafino?
Oh
Oh, too soon.
Well, gone too soon.
Going from one team with front court depth to another, should we move on to a more recent trade, the one with the Golden State Warriors?
Oh,
Just
I thought you
skipped
were
over
going to
about
say
3 more important ones
you
there.
had the perfect chance to go Valanciunas and Sabonis.
Can
It was
I-
right there.
Can I also, just before we move off of this, say quickly on the Charlotte thing, if LaMelo stays healthy and Brandon Miller turns out to be good and like proper good rather than just taking 20 shots a game, good because you're on Charlotte, that's interesting 1 through 3 with LaMelo, Connect, and Miller on offense. Like
okay.
that could be
Okay.
like a bit of a fucking track meet type scenario.
That's true, but can I tell you they're 5s?
Tell me.
Yeah.
I think it's singular. I think they have 1 5.
They've actually got 2. It's
James Wiseman.
Musa Diabate.
Yeah.
He can't play for every team. Musa Diabate, who, I was full Dante baiting in the chat. I said I thought he was a winger for Benfica, and you didn't laugh. Whatever. And Taj Gibson.
Yeah.
Taj Gibson's their backup centre right now.
That seems false.
Nah, because he's signed.
On a
That's
temporal,
what I said.
on a temporal basis.
Yeah,
He should
yeah.
be playing for
Yeah,
teams.
Musa Diabate and Taj Gibson
Yeah.
play at the same time.
Man, what's Wilfred Brady
Wait,
doing?
Taj Gibson, wasn't he banging him in for Benfica?
I reckon you could give Willie Boley a contract on the Charlotte Hornets right now.
my
You'd play around
Really,
the 5.
Bolly.
Willie Boldenstein. He should be.
Hey, Chelsea just loaned someone to Watford Football Club.
The American.
Yeah.
left back.
Who's the young French winger the Wizards got,
Shiva.
Lucas?
City Sissoko.
Yeah, also sounds like a guy who plays for Benfica.
Oh yeah.
Also
Yeah.
sounds like a centre. He's
And
full
Villa.
Yeah. What is he?
He's a backup Bilal Koulibaly.
He
Really?
fully is, yeah.
Yeah.
Fully is.
Yeah.
Really
Michael
bad.
Mali could also be a footballer for sure.
Well, all right.
yeah.
Oh yeah, like an CAM.
All right, let's
Say about Al Nasser.
let's move
I
on.
grew up for
Let's move on. Let's move on to Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma. Lucas, how must you be feeling,
Could you
man?
read out the details of this trade, please?
I haven't got it written down,
You
man.
do.
Oh fuck, that's crazy. I've got this written down. Okay, the Bucks trade Chris Middleton, Ishmael Smart.
Ishmael Smooth.
Who the fuck's that? Ishmael Smart. Is this like a penis large joke?
Good listening, guys.
Lucas has gone to business. I've never
AJ,
seen him so red.
AJ Johnson.
Are you in on this?
But it
Are you in on this?
It seems like a Bart Simpson joke. He would have called Moe's Tavern. He said keys for fuckwit Johnson or something. But I just don't get Ishmael Smart.
Is there an Ishmael Smart here?
I'm
No,
done.
we gotta keep it together.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
starting to
nothing.
think that there's no bit of
There's
this.
nothing here.
Lucas is laughing.
Who else?
AJ Johnson, first name 2028, second name pick, swap double barrel surname.
Yeah.
For Kyle Kuzma. Who's Ishmael Smart?
I think he been cash considerations played.
This is just for the pick swap. Right?
Yeah.
And the Bucks aren't winning, so it doesn't matter.
28 picks.
Apparently, AJ Johnson, he's shooting like 42% from 3 or something like that.
He's not the one that went on the mission.
What's the mission?
There was a mission
The
one.
Mormon mission.
Yeah, there
No,
was
that
one
was Jabari. That was Jabari Parker.
No, there was an AJ of recent times
he's
who
retired.
He retired.
quit to go on.
AJ Griffin?
Yeah, AJ
Griffin.
Yeah.
This is a different guy.
Wait, this guy was also on the Bucks.
No, he was.
He was on the Hawks.
He was on the
Yeah.
Hawks. But he loved God.
Yeah.
He went on a Mormon mission.
Full
No, it was a Mormon
Oh,
mission,
okay.
but it was a Christian mission.
Yeah.
It was dedicated
Christian.
my life to serve
Some
God.
form of God mission,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
A GM. A GM.
You got a 28 pick spot with the Bucks. Like 3 years from now, fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Kyle Kuzma has never had a PER in his whole career higher than Chris Middleton's lowest. Back to his Detroit
Which
days.
is what?
Whatever the fuck. I saw a graph, all right? Don't shoot me.
But was it over 15? Like,
Yeah, it was like a normal good
Yeah.
player, but Chris Middleton's never been a worse overall catch-all
Lucas,
stat.
have you been watching the Wizards for
Yeah,
the last 2 years?
Yeah, well, you're going.
I just haven't, and I saw a video compilation on
X.
on Instagram today, and the compilation had like top text that was like, it's like me. I can't believe the Wizards are so bad. They actually have some good players, and then the Wizards, and it was a compilation of Kyle Kuzma shooting airball threes. Is this occurring in IRL?
This has been happening when we were like successful and when we've been bad. That's been a constant.
Yeah.
It's been fun to watch us play. Let's also lump the Valanciunas deal in this. So we traded Valanciunas to the Kings. We got back 2 second rounders and City Sissoko. Are there any other players?
Yeah, Ishmael Smart.
Yeah. So my only note is that we're doing it. We're finally doing it. We got rid of Beal X amount of years ago, and now we're just stockpiling picks.
Do you want him back?
Who?
Bill.
What? You got any picks?
Nah.
Well, then I can't
Actually,
say
yeah, I got 3 terrible ones.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
give them all to you.
Yeah.
They're the worst picks ever.
Yeah, it's like the lowest pick of approximately 1/3 of the league.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like 3 good teams in Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But as I said, GMs are stupid. One of them's going to say yes to them.
The thing, yeah, they are. Yeah. James Jones is actually a very smart guy and a great GM, but he's been made to walk the plank like in pirate times.
Yeah, I'm very happy with this deal. I'm happy. I feel like Kuzma was weirdly the most. Why am I on this team this season? I feel like even Jordan Poole's becoming a bit more like. I don't know. I feel like he's
good. Yeah,
he's bought in.
Yeah,
He's bought into this team being bad and
That's
developing.
all that I can find.
And yeah, I'm just glad that we're finally moving the assets around.
Yeah,
Like we currently, we aren't getting any firsts, but we sure are getting some seconds.
Yeah. All right. Now, can we talk about Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
All right.
No, because we're talking about a
I'm
Valanciunas
actually
trade.
talk from over here.
We lumped the Valanciunas trade in there. What are you trading for Valanciunas for? Back up
What
to
was the Valanciunas trade? He was traded to the Kings.
Should we talk about the Kings as a whole, and then we can move on to
Yeah,
the
so
Jimmy
you got-
Butler trade?
Kings is a-hole,
Yeah.
as in asshole.
Yeah, we can't talk about Jimmy Butler before Fox on the Spurs.
Oh, who are you gonna say Zach LaVine? All right,
Wow.
let's start off with Zach LaVine.
No comment.
He fits your team quite well.
They look so bad today.
In that he's like the 12th best shooting guard for the 12th best team in the West.
Look, there's those jokes, but also like you just run a lot of dribble handoffs.
Did you see all those reports
So I was actually being serious.
of the New York Jets general manager
No.
who was making personnel decisions off his son's commentary of Madden ratings?
Really?
Yeah.
No.
So his son was like, "What, you're trading for that wide receiver, but he's not even rated 85 on Madden." And so the
Really?
dad was like, "Okay, we're
Can
not
I
trading,"
just-
and he vetoed the trade.
Is
Can
that
I
real?
just offer some additional commentary
Please.
here? At least Madden at least EA with Madden is transparent about the ratings because they do this thing on Instagram every week where they do like rating adjustments where if your running back had like 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, which is really good, you know, and he put like a sick spin move on someone, they might clip that and put it on the Insta and be like, this guy, he got a +2 spin move upgrade over the weekend because of this 6 spin move, and that's boosted his overall by 1. He's gone from 77 to 78. I saw a fucking meme about some shit cunt contract basketball player, like ones that we've been talking about. And it was like a Levine or a DeRozan or a Butler, like that. It's like toxic. Beal toxic type scenario, and they were like, oh, he's now the 55th rated player on 2K, and the player that he had dropped below was Isaiah Hartenstein, who was the 54th rated player on 2K, and he was rated 86 overall. What the fuck's up with that?
Yeah, the ratings are so inflated.
The issue is that every single player on 2K is 10 levels higher than Whereas Madden is like, at least if this wide receiver is 85, at least Madden is saying, here's how the sausage is made. 2K is like...
No, 2K does tell you how the sausage is
2K is like, backup center, 84.
Yeah.
You know?
Because he's been starting.
Yeah, but there was other guys there.
He's not 86, bro.
Also, who would
Isaiah
you rather,
Hartenstein's
Zach
86.
Levine or Isaiah?
Isaiah Hartenstein's like the quintessential 75. He should be the absolute...
Nah, 78.
78. Nah, 78.
Yeah.
No, unless he's
Wait,
talking about 2K12 though. I know what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
for
But
sure.
can I tell you how the sausage is made?
Yeah.
They base those ratings off a full season simulation. So when they set the ratings for Isaiah Hartenstein, they go, cool, Chet's out. How do we, if you were to simulate from the start today, how would OKC most likely get to the rating they're on right now? And to do that, they need to make Hartenstein 86.
But that's obviously extremely flawed.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Well,
I
that's
look-
not- that's not-
because it's not
pretend
how
I'm a
good he
lawyer.
is at
The
basketball.
scientific
Pretend I'm a
method
lawyer.
just fucking
I
threw up in its own mouth.
You know that Kanye song All Falls Down?
Is that from when he was good or from when he was anticipating?
I'm so self-conscious.
Yeah, so after the first season of a 2K sim, it all falls down after that.
Clearly.
You're in like actual wilderness after the first season. So it is flawed.
Tyler Hero, he grossed to be 95.
Extreme.
Bro, I was playing 2K the other day. Luka was on the Lakers.
Okay.
Who did he get traded
The
for?
point that I was eventually getting around to is that Vivek Ranadive knows that what's his name? Adam Levine, the singer of Maroon 5, or Adam Devine, the guy from Workaholics, and Pitch Perfect, and that other show, Modern Family, where he dates the older sister.
He dates older sister.
Haley.
That seems like a wage gap.
For a couple of...
Bro, you are
Yeah,
wearing,
but he's
a
like
Manny
problematic
shirt.
age gap
Yeah.
as a guy.
Adam Devine.
No, just like the characters he's played.
Right.
You can
Yeah.
just imagine every single one of them having a 16-year-old.
I have a healthy
100%.
relationship with work, so I never watched Workaholics.
So good.
And get to the point.
Ranadive was like, he was an all-star, so he'll be good here because he was good back
How,
then.
Is he a 2-time All-Star?
It doesn't he
doesn't matter,
He won a dunk contest, and Ranadive is like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, if we're getting rid of one superstar, we may as well bring in another superstar.
Did he win
Not knowing that, and again adds to that everyone's a fucking idiot.
Was he in Minnesota when he won that dunk contest?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, how long
Orlando
ago
Magic,
was that?
Aaron
He won 2.
Yeah.
He won 2.
Yeah.
15 and 16.
Didn't Aaron
Wow.
Gordon win them both?
No. Aaron Gordon won.
Straight
He
to
got robbed from
Didn't
both.
Aaron Gordon, he did something with Snuff, the magic... Orlando Magic.
Snuff the Magic Dragon.
Stuff the magic.
Yeah, he was
Snuff is a woman's vagina.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
Sean.
Ew.
Sean.
Snuff the
Your
magic.
girlfriend would not be happy with that one.
I've been reading and listening to an audiobook lately.
No, you haven't.
Yeah. My mother
We're
was
just
one.
completely off the deep end.
Yeah, let's talk about Fox.
Yeah,
Good.
what do you think? Because I sent a
Shout
photo
out.
in the other day. Some Kings fan was like, bro, fuck this franchise, like all pigs, right? So it was a photo of Fox celebrating a game winner with Zach Randolph, and you like lived through that. You were like, oh my god, we signed Rondo and Randolph and like Marco Bellinelli, right? And you weren't happy. I'm saying you happened to be there.
I was
when it
there,
happened.
yes, of course.
Jack Randolph was on the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like last season of his career. Fox had the cool hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before
When he was young.
The Dragon Ball Z.
The Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on,
Yeah. Before he pump and dumped a coin, he was just into Dragon Ball.
Literally,
Yeah. So like,
before he did the Hawk Tour coin.
yeah, and you were fully like,
Fuck, he did one of the first coin pulls, didn't he?
Genuinely, he was like the first athlete to be like, that $1.7 million is mine now.
shouldn't we congratulate him for that? I'm well beyond his. Yeah. Anyway, man, this hold on. Unless he's just losing a piece of himself,
Yeah.
and we're talking about coins.
Indifferent.
Yeah, but like Booker goes. This
You
guy
know,
wouldn't
you
shut up about it.
They literally already lost Tyreek Evans. Like it's fucking that was it.
Yeah,
That was the first rugby.
Tyreek Evans averaged 25 and 5 as a point guard, and their decision to follow up that season was to make him a small forward.
Yeah.
Do you care?
They got rid of Halliburton, and that was it. It all went downhill.
True.
Yeah, you got rid of Cousins.
That was different.
It was Mike Malone.
And
Halliburton.
Mike Malone.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You got rid of Halliburton to keep Fox, and then you got one FRP for Fox.
Also, the players you've drafted are pretty good. The players you've brought in, Zach LaVine, fucking DeMar DeRozan.
But they brought in
Not to
some-
mention Jonas Valanciunas, Kevin Herter.
Yeah.
Are the players that they've drafted good? Like,
No.
Well, Fox is good.
Keegan was
yeah,
fine.
Keegan Murray.
I think he's
Keegan Murray's good.
We're gone.
But they also went through the Thomas Robinson years.
They drafted Marvin Bagley ahead of Luka.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You could get him.
Yeah,
for
you're gonna
first.
multi.
Who went number one that year?
DeAndre Ayton.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Did he? I had no idea.
Yeah, so, no, good on. Fox is a good Spurs fit.
Yeah, he's great.
And like, again, another terrible trade.
Not
What
many
the hell
picks.
is that?
Because you're prioritizing getting a cunt back. Like you're prioritizing getting a guy.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's the Levine thing. You got the draw of this, like, well, no, sorry.
But were they
It's not-
prioritizing, or was that just
No.
So they wanted it?
Yeah, because it could have been just a 1-for-1 trade, like with the Spurs, and could have been like, hey, Spurs, give us all your assets, and we'll give you the very good player. But it's like, hold on, we're going to dump some salary to Chicago. That's part of the payment that we're getting in exchange for giving up good player.
VGP is Zach LaVine, though.
Very good player.
Yeah.
But the thing with the situation though is that Fox has a year and a half left on his contract, which means he's a free agent at the end of next season. And if he has said publicly or through his agent to the Kings, I only want to go to the Spurs, which it seems like is what he did, then fucking Miami or I don't know, throw in whatever other team that's looking for him. Like you're not trading a young player and 2 first-round picks for De'Aaron Fox, so that if he's saying like I'm not going to resign, so it's close enough to the end of the contract that Fox has some agency in directing where it goes, and he clearly wanted to go to the Spurs.
Which is why, but he just wanted to go to Texas, which is why Houston was like teetering on the edge.
I mean, fuck, like if you were Houston, would you have just like put Van Vliet's money and like Jabari Smith and a protected first-round pick in and said, let's do it?
Yeah.
Totally.
I think actually, to circle back to something completely unrelated that you mentioned before, they want the Rockets want Booker because they know that when it all goes wrong for the Suns will want their first round picks back, and Houston has the Suns' first round picks in 27 and 29 or something like that.
That's right. You got Utah's. You got the worst of Utah Clippers.
Well, that's
No,
why
no. How did they get the picks?
they did that trade.
They
with
got it from
Brooklyn
Brooklyn.
by sending Brooklyn's own picks
Because
back
we
to them.
got, because we gave Brooklyn our picks for Kevin Durant. So I think Houston maybe they would have thought about Fox, but they kept their powder dry because they correctly, in my opinion, are sensing that it's all about to blow up in Phoenix.
Why isn't big can of worms, but why isn't it working?
That's not for this podcast.
I know, like,
let me just have 10 seconds.
Yeah, you give us a 10 seconds.
Because Kevin Durant is very old, and that for whatever reason it hasn't gelled with Booker and Durant. The offense for 2.5 years now has been your turn, my turn, and the money that they have had on the books with Beal and assorted other characters means that it's not really possible for them to go and get the sort of players who you would need around them, like a Mikal Bridges or Cam Johnson type operator, to make the your turn, my turn more palatable. It's just your turn, my turn with 3 non-shooters on the board.
The Beal thing was never gonna.
No, it's so stupid.
It was
bro.
so stupid the whole time.
It's so
stupid GMs.
And also, like, I've been reflecting on it, as I often do. that when Bill was traded, it was obviously when Bill was traded to the Suns, it was obviously like big three, like this could be awesome. And I was like, yeah, it could be awesome. And the commentary around the time was, God, the Wizards are so stupid for giving this guy who's not worth it a no trade clause because he was able to dictate where he wanted to go, and the Wizards' return was lower. And there was only one outlet that I listened to and read, which I read a lot of them at that time, which was Nate Duncan, who said, geez, like, now the Suns could be in this position with Beal if it doesn't work out. Like, no one even thought that it could possibly go as poorly as it's gone, that less than 18 months later he'd be coming off the bench. And now you're paying $55 million a year to a guy that's coming off the bench and he has no trade clause. Like, it's one of the all-time worst moves in history.
You know, he could have waived it and it wouldn't have stuck with him. And he decided to keep it.
Yeah.
I let him.
I wonder
Why
why.
wouldn't you, though?
No, for sure.
No,
Because now
but
he can just dictate again. Like, whatever, he can go wherever he wants.
And also, fair enough. Like, what we want to trade him across the country in the middle of the season. Like, he's probably like he might be saying, "Fucking trade me in the off season when I have 3 months to move my wife and 2 young children," which he does have, to another place. What are we talking about?
My Fox talking point, maybe we can finish the Fox discussion on this, is
We still got to talk about the
Jimmy Butler.
biggest trade.
I'm going to segue for the bottom one.
All right.
Let's finish the De'Aaron Fox.
Have you got a segue for the Jaden Springer one?
I don't know who that is.
Did anyone watch the Hawks Spurs game
I
today?
watched the first quarter and a half.
Oh, they just kept scoring.
Bro, how bad did the fucking Spurs defense look?
They won the game, to be fair, in the end.
By 1 point.
Yeah, but like the first half, everything looked bad, and they scored 70 points.
Yeah. From what I saw, the Hawks were exclusively giving up 2 shots, which was open corner threes and shots 4 feet from the rim.
Yeah,
That was it.
mathematically the best shots.
Yeah.
Unless
I think what you guys did just then was really rude to Sean.
What?
And we're going to let Sean talk.
We were fucking.
he was asking about the Jaden Springer trade.
We were talking about corner threes.
He had a Fox thing, bro. Go.
Thanks, Mr. Conti. Or Sir.
Either.
The Spurs have
Fucking
weakened
teachers.
their offer for the next trade that becomes available, and I worry that they've locked themselves into a 27-year-old De'Aaron Fox, who's a small point guard. Would you have preferred they went and spent a little bit more on Trae Young, or would you have preferred they stood pat and waited for Devin Booker themselves? Maybe they can beat
I don't know.
the Houston Rockets.
He's not small.
I think he's a good fit.
He's not.
Just for 4
He's-
195.
He's lean, but he's not small.
But should they have waited for someone better?
No.
Nah.
They didn't give
I don't
anything
think so.
up, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be their third player, and they've given up no assets.
Yeah.
And he's,
gave up
and he's the
one-
fastest guy in the league.
They gave up one
next to a
FRP.
7'5", like.
They gave up one FRP, a backup point guard, and got a starting point guard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They still have-
And an all-star. Like,
Yeah,
a,
yeah.
like a
They still have
legit
Vassell,
basketball
Stone, and Castle, and future picks their own future picks that are further out, and other teams' future picks.
Well,
which
the
they-
Hawks ones.
Yeah, and they got
need
contracts like what? Harrison Barnes and
Oh
They can
my
also-
god. They need to buy a Chris Paul and he needs to go to the Lakers. Great
Yeah.
advice.
Stop this, David.
God, Chris Paul
Also,
sucks.
no
They get Chris
16-year-olds
Paul
know what
sucks.
Jimmy Neutron is. I told them I had a brain blast last night, and they were like, what? And I was like, no, it's not inappropriate. And I played the video. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with that
To be
kid's head?
fair, if you said brain blast, I wouldn't associate it.
I'm with Dante. Yeah.
That's it's his catchphrase. It's literally his catchphrase.
I thought, yeah, but he's just kind of doing the
I
same
thought something a bit more.
And then it goes, and like, the camera goes through his ear and like wraps around his brain, all the neurons connecting.
I don't blame the 16-year-olds for not knowing. That show hasn't been on TV for like 20 years.
Yeah.
The movie came out when we were like, probably just stopped
There was
shitting
a
our
movie?
pants.
Oh, so bad.
You were probably shitting your pants still.
Did you have a segue?
2013.
Yes. Speaking of bad GMs, the Warriors are paying Jimmy Butler $120 million.
Well,
To be shit at basketball.
realistically, it's 110.
Well, actually, you need to be fully informed before you make it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? There's kickers or whatever?
Yeah, what's the one?
No, it's just like Danny LaRue said today that
Danny LaRue said, Bloody hell.
If Daniel LaRue said jump off a bridge, would you do it?
If Daniel LaRue said, call 1-800-HOPE in Wisconsin for this gambling service.
Oh, man.
That 120 was off a higher than usual projection of what the salary cap was going to
Right. Okay.
be. Wow. But you guys feel stupid now, huh? That 120, so it's...
Who's projecting that? The Warriors. They're just
No,
like,
he's agent. He's
they're
agent.
just like, what if the salary cap was
No,
20%
no.
higher than what it's going to
Yeah.
be?
So they project it's going to be within 5% up, higher
Yeah.
or lower than what the number is.
That is-
And his agent said to Shams, we got this money if the salary cap's this big.
Yeah.
But
But
what
haven't
the
they just
salary
given
cap
him the
is-
extension? Like,
Yeah, they have, but they've given him a percentage of the cap.
Understood.
So he's going to get, it's still way too much.
Right.
$55 million a year for a 37-year-old.
I'm normally relatively tongue in cheek when I say who cares about half of these trades. But this one is like one of the most genuine. Like I could not give a shit.
I bet
like-
Jimmy Butler,
I couldn't care less.
Kyle Anderson, Dennis Schroeder, and our pick this year, top 10 protected,
Okay,
and then
yes.
top 10 protected next year.
It rolls over next year.
Yeah,
It
it
was
rolls
It was two.
No, it rolls over. One
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
rolls
It's a
over.
single barrel shotgun, but he's using the shell on both barrels.
The thing with this is that Jimmy Butler has been both mid and maybe the most insufferable character in the whole league for the entire season. That whole plot line where it was like, oh, he was feeling tense with the team, and then his check didn't come through on time, and he was like, this is the final straw, I'm out. That is just the absolute second most privileged thing that I've ever heard, apart from Dennis Schroeder saying that the trade deadline is like modern slavery.
And he gets traded to Utah.
Jesus.
You might be the first person to have that opinion, though, on Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, come on, he's going to have 20,000 white Mormons screaming at him every day.
Right,
That's
people
modern
are having
slavery.
this opinion that that's very out of touch because
Yeah,
Dennis
yeah.
Schroeder is
A millionaire.
Dennis Schroeder is in the 0.8%.
Yeah.
Not only that, he said no to $100 million.
Yeah.
He actually wanted to
Yeah,
sell
like,
Word
you
Will
made the
Hunger. He
sandwich.
didn't have the money.
Yeah.
The reason why you get paid X millions of dollars is because there is a pliability in your contract. Like that's built into
That's
it.
what the money's for.
To go back to what Les was saying about not caring about the Jimmy Butler trade, I think he's right. Just like I come at it from a different angle where it's like you're just gonna do it. You're always gonna do that thing and just fuck the next 5 years off. It's just gonna be 2 years of Steph and Jimmy and whatever. If you win a championship, you do. If you don't, then like you're gonna be terrible until 2030.
Yeah,
you know?
but we weren't always going to do it because a couple of years ago we had this
I
exact
know.
same conversation. Should we go for Cat? Should we go for Beal? Should we go for whoever the hell it was? And we said, no, Kuminga and Moody are good. James Wiseman still could be good. And we just didn't.
I meant since the beginning of this season.
Do you think that it was feasible that the team could have waited until the off season and gone again for marketing?
No, because Steph's already on the downfall this year. So it's like, we're not
Are
going
you,
to. You're right.
selling tickets?
Yeah, I was selling so many
You just selling
fucking
tickets,
man.
right? You selling tickets and you selling
but-
jerseys.
Yeah.
But that's all because like
Yeah.
it's Silicon Valley ownership. They're just going like Myers is gone, Kerr's cooked, Curry's done.
And if we're actually not going to have any good players, if Jonathan Kuminga is going to actually be our best player in 5 years, like, let's just milk it while we can.
Yeah. Just sell tickets.
This is like Brendan Favola playing for Williamstown.
Okay.
Deer Park. I'm a lot higher on this trade than all the rest of you. Because it's like, I think your team is better for this season,
Yeah.
now, and for next season. And when does Jimmy Butler's contract end? Is it the season after that?
Yeah.
Alright, you're better in those 3 seasons. And then all those blokes are gone. Steph, Draymond,
Moody, Looney.
Jet
Looney.
and then you're
I'm off Looney's money.
then your average age drops tremendously,
Yeah.
and you've got these players that are just starting their primes, and there's no.
Kuminga.
Unfortunately, it's a bloke named Jonathan.
We're called Moses.
Yeah, but like,
Is Jonathan Kuminga still going to be there after they brought in a guy that's paid $60 million that plays his exact position?
yeah, well,
Wait
it's,
till you hear my bit about guys playing the same position. It's a rounding of the trade.
but I think now it really it polarizes your team in age, and I think that's a good thing. I think this is a good trade for you guys. I think you're now in a situation where you're like, cool, this is the team for the next couple of years. Fucking, I can talk myself into it. I can wash myself into it because your current team is fucking horse shit.
You're right, and we're probably not making the playoffs with our current team, and we're probably going to make the playoffs with this team. But like, we're going to close the game with Jimmy and Draymond, who are both best as help defenders. Who's our point of attack defender? Do we have to play Gary Payton? That's 3 non-shooters on the court. Let's say we go offense and we have Dog, Pods, and Steph surrounding him. Well, there's 2.5 ways to attack
That's
the team.
an awful defensive lineup.
Yeah. And then, so what if Draymond doesn't want to play the 5 as much, which he's sort of like been talking about, and that's why he's been taking more threes and trying to be stretching out a little bit, shooting with the backpack on. Then Looney's got to play, and then you've got Looney, Jimmy, and Draymond. It's not going to fit. He plays for Indiana. These guys put him on every game.
Can Trey Jackson-Davis shoot threes?
Yeah, no, he actually can't. He's actually just Montrezl Harrell.
Hey, Montrezl Harrell was actually good.
Would he be on the project?
What? If he was good, why isn't he in the NBA?
Did Montrezl Harrell win 6 Man of the Year 5 years ago?
Yeah.
It was a bit conflated though because he was playing 38 minutes a night.
Yeah.
Is there another trade today?
Does anyone got any funny does anyone want to say anything? I know you said don't care, but does anyone want to say anything about Jimmy Butler? Like, what do you think about it?
Fuck, I actually
just don't know how good he is.
Yeah. He hasn't played in 2 years.
I can't think of a worse front court partner for him than Draymond.
Yeah.
They could get along famously.
I think I do try not to wade into the
Dogs for 69.
Exactly. Not the politics of it all, but like the off the court stuff. But like Jimmy has proven himself, I think, to be an absolute fucking pig-headed like person who can't put pride in on any level aside from like trying to win basketball games. Because if he was serious about winning a championship this season, the Golden State Warriors are not a better option for him than the Miami Heat, where Tyler Hero was going to be an all-star and Bam Hero, Bam is Bam, and they've got like actual reasonable role players. Like, and they're in the East. That's a better chance for a run to the conference finals than the Warriors are, who are currently 10th. It's not about the basketball for him. It's about the other things, and about feeling respected and like he's the top dog. And like he had that for 10 years, and he's 36 years old. Like he needs to be able to let it go.
Yeah, he's doing the like Carmelo Russell Westbrook thing where he just can't swallow it.
When has that ever worked? When a guy has that mentality and like goes to a new place with people who have been there for a long time and like
who are better than him?
Well, he's not. He's like, is he still the third option on Golden State?
I think that's why it's gonna work though. I know. For everything you just said, I think he can be like, fuck. There's no way he's going into Golden State. If he is like this, like you're saying, there's no way he's going to Golden State if Steph Curry and Draymond Green have won 4 rings and they've been on the team for the last 12 to 15 years. That's like the situation he goes into, and he's like, oh, I kind of have to shut the fuck up.
I don't know.
Because Melo didn't do it. Russ didn't do it.
He thinks he is Steph Curry, Draymond Green, who is deserving of as much like respect and like guaranteed Hall of Famer because I've been integral to the story of the league for 10 years. Like he has made 2 losing runs to the finals and is a 6-time All-Star. Like Draymond and Steph are 4-time champions, and there's so many levels to that, but Jimmy doesn't see it that way. And the force of personality and pig-headedness I think are so strong. And you bring up Westbrook and Anthony, and they're great examples because it's exactly what happened. And Westbrook, it took him like 3 stops where he was trying to figure his shit out at age 33, 34, 35 before he finally was like, oh, true, like I'm a backup point guard. I'm just going to come off the bench behind Jamal Murray and,
Jimmy Butler hasn't bottomed out at that level yet.
No.
But I do totally
He
agree.
hasn't bottomed out.
He's not going to walk in and respect Steph Curry and Draymond Green.
He wasn't good though this year. But how much you pass that as attitude problems relating to him not trying versus he's 36 years old, he's on the decline. But he hasn't been that good.
Westbrook was a backup point guard like a few years before he finally committed to being one.
Yeah.
And I think that Jimmy led this team to 2 finals and however many, so the Heat 2 finals and however many conference finals, he did just keep ending up there.
Yeah.
And he found a way to get there. And, time will tell, and I think I'm going to be the Nate Duncan to your piece.
So you reckon we will make like a run?
I don't know about a run, but like you'll be, it won't be.
There's too many teams, good teams in the
Yeah.
West.
Yeah.
Like if you guys got to the Western Conference Finals, it would be something tragic would have had to happen. It'd have to be like a plane crash or something.
Yeah. It's a Washington Airport
They
helicopter.
shot Eamon Thompson in the head.
In Daily Plaza.
And it was Jokic who did it. Yeah.
But you give me the pokes.
So we're like, as it sits outside of the playoffs, losing to the Utah Jazz. Jimmy Butler doesn't perform in the regular season. He just rocks up and he goes, "Oh, you're the best player in the world." And every single year, the playoffs rock up, and then I talk to the fucking dickhead neighbor at work, and I go, "Oh, playoffs." And he goes, "Yeah, but Jimmy's a dog." And I go, "Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Fuck you."
And then he beats the 1 seed.
And then he beats the 1 seed, then he beats the 2 seed, and then he fucking makes the finals. And I go, "Fuck you, Damien. You don't know anything more than me. This is just remarkable." Can he do it again? Every single time we say no.
You're gonna be the dickhead at work.
Yeah.
No, you have to be this guy.
you're
He's
becoming
so
the dickhead.
stupid.
Is it Sam said he's listening to the podcast?
Is there a chance
no,
maybe some Damien?
He doesn't know what a podcast is.
Yeah.
Usually the ones that do know what a podcast is are the stupid ones.
You had your hand up.
I'm developing a theory as we speak that relates to something that we were talking about beforehand that you weren't here for, D, where 8 of the top 10 highest players next season will be on 3 teams.
Highest paid.
Highest paid players.
8 of the top 10 will be on 3 teams.
Yeah.
Any names?
Can you name them?
The Boston Celtics.
No. Hint.
No,
3 of them are
close.
on your team.
You think that all 3 of them will be on my team next season?
No,
3
they
of them
are.
currently are. 3 of the top 10 highest paid
But
players.
this is for next season.
Yes.
But they're not going to be on the team next season.
Their contracts
Let's just
for
add-
next season.
Kevin Durant could be traded from the Phoenix Suns by the time that this podcast even
What I'm trying to say is,
Currently.
as it stands, of the top 10 highest paid players, 3 of them play for the Phoenix Suns, 2 of them play for the Milwaukee Bucks, and 2 of them now play for the Golden State Warriors.
Devin Booker really earns more than Jason Tatum.
Yeah. Currently.
Put some respect on
And,
Bill. Am I right?
and then the other 2 are Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic. But I think you, as a team, incur insane psychic damage if you have more than one of those players on your team. Because those 3 teams, 2 of those teams have been in shambles since that happened.
Yeah.
And you're about to become the 3rd one.
Not according to Lucas.
And Philly.
Yeah.
I know they don't count,
Philly.
but like,
Wait, so who's the players on Golden State?
Jimmy
Curry,
Butler and
Jimmy-
Steph Curry.
Yeah, but I thought there was 3.
No.
2.
8 players.
Yeah, I understand the way.
seven.
I understand the way that I phrased it is difficult to understand. So you have 3.
Yeah.
The Milwaukee Bucks have 2, and the Warriors have 2.
That's 7.
Oh my god, I can't do maths. What the hell?
The
You're
Milwaukee
just like
Bucks have
Damian.
2, and it's Damian Lillard and Giannis.
Yeah.
Giannis A.
Bro, I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. Wait, who's the 10th player then?
Jokic and Embiid.
And then wasn't
That's
it,
not
Jason Tatum.
wasn't it Anthony Davis was jumping into that group next season? Wasn't that the whole group?
Yeah, Anthony Davis. Yeah.
All right, hey, people don't tune in to listen to this. Marco, your favourite basketball team traded an all-star today. You have his jersey. Did you burn it?
No, not yet, Sean.
Where?
I haven't been into my closet yet to
Right.
fish it out.
So the trade was you sent Daniel Tice to OKC for cash. Nah, but tell us about Bingers, man.
This is such a better deal than I thought we were going to get for Bingers. I was so worried, particularly as the deadline grew closer and closer, that Rowan Barrett would be playing for my basketball team.
I mean, that was me and Sean had the exact same reaction, the exact same fucking chat that Rowan is going all the way.
And not that he would be playing, just that he would be playing for us, but that we would be paying him to play for us. And instead, we get
Bruce Brown.
we get Bruce Brown, who
Who else is there?
we get Bruce Brown, who means Javonte Green doesn't have to play for us anymore, which I'm really stoked about. Because we still have 6 fucking starters injured, and Kelly Olynyk, who look, if if he's good, he's good. But the point is that we got Brandon Ingram off the books, so we didn't have to take back.
And you got a pick. You got a pick.
Yeah, and we got a pick.
An FRP.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm
From
sorry.
TOR.
Yeah.
I have breaking
Which
news.
could be GOOD.
I'm just going into the Toronto Raptors dashboard on Basketball Reference. Would you like to get to who their 11th highest win shares player is of all time?
Delano
Valanciunas.
Beat. Oh, of all time.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry.
Anyone else want to
Valanciunas.
That was a good
Yeah,
one, I guess.
all
But
time.
yeah, he'd have to be.
Can I get 2 guesses?
Yes.
Jakob Poeltl.
And your other guess?
Jonas Valanciunas.
I already said him.
Okay, and yours, Marco? Did Marco have one?
Oh my god, Chris Brown.
It's so boring. It's Chris Boucher.
Wow!
Chris Brown.
Shout out.
Chris,
Is he still around?
OG Anunoby.
Can you do a quick Google for me?
Carl's number 1.
Can you do a quick Google for me on Kevin Durant, see if he's been traded yet?
I've been checking the X formerly known as Twitter.
Do you want it, Dante?
Yeah.
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 Just
What do you
just
do, bro? What do you do?
just to kill
You,
it off.
honestly,
You kill the bad vibes.
Bradley Beal, like I said, doesn't want to move his family mid-season. He gets traded in off-season, and you trade Devin Booker to the Houston Rockets, and you get your own picks back, and you say,
So you start again.
yeah,
Wow.
this is not just, it's going nowhere.
Step
Wow.
one to starting again is getting Brandon Ingram.
Devin Booker is the best player that I've ever seen on my basketball team, and I will always have an affinity for him. And when he was 23 years old, he said, I want to play on a super team, but I want the super team to come to me. And everyone laughed at him, and he fucking made it happen.
And then everyone laughed at
Made first team in the NBA, and he went to the NBA Finals, and he deserves better than what we can offer him. He should go.
Oh, that's nice. Anyway, yeah, we need to get rid of Bing.
Traded or not, he's still there.
Delano.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
Thanks,
go on,
Marco.
Marco.
You got rid of Bing?
You got rid of Bingers,
We
man.
got rid of him, which is nice.
You're looking pretty good for next season.
Yeah. I hate to say it because of how low we
Nah,
are.
Zion's gonna go.
But, like, I think we're committing to Zion. Like, I think
No.
that's
Number one.
the decision we're going to make. We're going to live and die by him.
Who's your point guard now that Deshaun Murray is out?
It doesn't matter because we're not going to win any more basketball games for the
That's-
rest of the season.
Yeah, but he's out for
Next
next season as
season,
well.
yeah.
Oh, what?
He's out for 12 months.
It's in the kill.
He comes back January.
Oh,
I didn't even
he
think
also
about it like
sucks.
Yeah, but
you'd rather have
him than-
I was hugely
Hugely.
hugely off him, and him and Zion have played really well together.
Without
Like,
Bingers.
yeah,
So
without Bingers.
is it Alvarado, McCollum, Trey, Herb, Zion?
And Eves Macy.
Well,
who's
Brandon
a-
Boston Jr. has been starting.
I mean, what are we fucking talking
Your
about?
wings
But
are
for next
good.
season.
Yeah. For next season, it's probably Jose, but Jose is not fit like often either.
Good for certain.
Yeah.
Herb Murray. No, sorry. Herb Murphy, Zion, and then 1 to 5 is good.
Yeah, it is. That's where we were almost were this season. We almost went into
have
this.
a single five.
Yeah. Well, we went into this season being like Murray, Herb, Trey, Ingram, and Zion. Sorry, but with Herb playing at the 5, not Zion, like I just implied.
Oh, yeah.
That was the plan, and then injury derailed that first day of the season.
Yeah.
Then Eve Nisi became good, and then you just take out fingers, put in Eve Nisi. That's a pretty nice.
Is he actually
five.
good?
He is actually good.
But he's 8 and 6.
You know,
Like Mark Williams, good.
He's like Robert Williams good. But,
Sure.
Oh, that's a fucking huge call.
Yeah.
Rowan, all defensive first team.
I stand with my friend Mark.
Yeah.
He's fully.
Wow.
In the right system.
I
Yeah.
don't even have watched one single New Orleans Pelicans game.
He's a full 10, 10 and 2 guy. Like in an ideal world. Yeah.
Gafford. He's Gafford.
Yeah.
Some floor gaffers stealing Rob Will. But they're also going to get a top 5 pick this year.
Yeah.
It was part of the trade.
Because they're dog water.
Their own.
Their own.
Yeah, because we're going for Cooper Flag. So then point guard, Cooper Flag. Forget about it.
OVO all in his area.
So some teams
Where
own
has
their own
it
picks. So if they happen to be bad,
Some teams get to pick in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it in a Jamaican accent.
We want that Cuba flag.
Capture the flag.
Gooba.
Jack with that.
Pistons trade for KJ Martin for 2 seconds.
There were some other big trades, weren't there?
Where does Durant even go? Does
There's
he go?
one more.
Does Houston just
like
Who wants him? Take him.
no?
Okay.
Literally, I don't think anyone wants him.
What
else happened?
Which is crazy. Does no one want Kevin Durant? I don't think anyone wants him.
The Warriors, but he doesn't want to go back there.
Yeah, he's
What's your stupid? Like, who the hell?
Trade Kevin Durant for Jimmy Butler.
Bro, Kevin Durant. Look at the freaking mirror.
we got Jimmy Butler the long way. The hockey way. No, but fully, I don't think any team would trade for Kevin Durant.
Is
at this point
Kenny
in time.
teetering on the Carmelo Russell Westbrook?
Nah,
I don't know. I understand.
He's really good.
No one wants it.
He's good in a way that's like he's not making anyone else better
Yeah.
because he doesn't really shoot threes. He dribbles into post up 15 footers.
And he makes them.
Yeah, he makes them. Awesome. Yes, Sean.
Patty Mills drew Eubanks to go to the Clippers in exchange for Mo Bamba and PJ Tucker, who was rerouted to the Miami Heat. Patty Mills going to the Clippers reunites with Kawhi Leonard and James Harden.
Are you saying that because of the post that he put on Instagram?
No, because I'm saying that just to warm up the audience for the next point, which now means that an Australian has played for every single NBA team.
Wow.
They're all Patty Mills.
Do you follow Patty Mills on Instagram?
I don't, but someone shared his Insta post from today.
Who shared?
I-
A work colleague.
Someone. I actually don't know who.
Someone like that.
But the video, yeah, someone like that. Just someone who's like, I'm not going to remember.
Someone's on the roof.
Right? It was.
It was Sean's work
I have no
colleague.
idea what calling him.
That's Dave.
It was Desmond. It was him. It's him, like from the San Antonio days. And he's like, and I get to play with the Finals MVP, and then it cuts to Kawhi, and it's him just passing the ball to Kawhi, and that's the whole clip.
Patty Mills famously has an American accent.
Yeah, just pass the ball, man. I don't get the Ishmael Smart thing. That's
That's what's so funny.
So just some of the things we've missed. Chicago Bulls extend Lonzo Ball 2 for 20.
Search him up, boys.
2 for 20.
I looked it up.
Fuck, that's
Nothing comes up
amazing
with.
value.
Yeah. And he's like been playing.
Yeah.
I looked it up before.
The Jericho Sims has been traded
Oh yeah, to
Milwaukee.
Yep.
But he might be waived.
That's okay. It happens.
Daniel Tice to the Thunder. Do you reckon they'll keep him?
Wait, if Jericho Sims is off the Knicks, do they just have one centre now?
No,
Robinson might be coming back, and they've got Chuba.
Oh
He's
yeah.
not really a centre back.
Have you seen his
What's the little
nickname?
boy?
His nickname is like
Precious.
Yeah, Gracious Sneeze.
Little baby choo choo.
I've been
Oh
watching,
yeah.
As
The
well
big
as-
sneeze.
As
Yeah.
well as the ones I've been watching a little bit of Knicks lately as well on the lunch break. Literally, I feel like Clyde is giving me his schizophrenia every time I listen to his commentary.
Isn't it? It's rough.
It's fucking terrible. Someone made a layup and he was like charismatic, acrobatic, diplomatic.
The Knicks are good, but how good's Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, it's pretty.
He just keeps making shit. It's sick.
Remember when he was a Maverick and all they had to do was pay
Oh
him?
my god. Oh, thank you for saying that, Alessio. So, oh, bless you. The big sneeze.
Yeah, that's right. Gracious sneeze.
So,
Precious Achua when he's playing for the Guangdong Tigers.
Gracious Achua. He's got a sister called like.
He's got like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Keep it kosher.
No, what's the one in the NFL? There's one in the NFL.
Raheem.
And Achua.
Isn't
Boy,
it?
Precious.
Raheem
The
Christmas
sister.
Achua.
Or a Nigerian origin name with an interesting name. There's a few of those.
I'm
Jamie,
sure
Jamie,
there's
pull
a-
it up.
Precious Achua's family, they all have interesting names. That's completely
you
kosher.
can take that to the bank.
Yeah.
That's just fact.
We've covered every trade. We
Would
just
you
make a joke.
rather Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis or
Sidney
Jalen
Sweeney.
Brunson and Luka Doncic? I hope you didn't listen this far and understand 6 hours in.
Why not both?
Also, the other point I made before the
Kyrie Irving backing me up saying that.
He has the choice of going 6 inches forward.
Oh no.
Look.
Are we done?
No, yeah, go.
Also, middle of the off-season, Philadelphia 76ers were puffing their chest out. Pretty happy they had Paul George. They're currently, 20 and 30. And now the rest of the league, who was already above them, seem to all be in down. So, fuck you, Joel Embiid, cop that. I'm
Yeah.
actually I'm having Shaden Froda as my new friend down there.
Yeah.
Say. And that feels really good. And that's all. I want that.
Yeah, same for Paul George as well. You know.
Yeah, two of the more unlikable characters.
Actually, fuck.
Yeah.
Paul George's got a podcast out on the deadline.
Really?
That's no bullshit. He does.
Yeah, but he just rips off all of Montrezl Harrell's takes.
Yeah.
From the program.
Yeah.
Paul George gets in the pod and he's like, man, I got worried for a second. I was going to get traded as well.
See, we watched Montrezl Harrell on the project before. Waleed Ali was just like, would you prefer hitting a big three
No, he didn't
or
say it.
throwing it down?
No, he said, yeah, you prefer getting a big slam dunk or
Get that shit out of
get
here.
that out of here.
And what do you think Montrezl is?
Waleed Ali was actually the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, what is this 2010 Facebook?
Nah,
But he was good back then.
he did burst onto the scene as a young journalist, you know, asking the hard-hitting questions, and maybe he's a little bit different looking than the regular journalists that you see.
And has a name you haven't heard of.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there was a real moment there, and over there, he's just being corporified.
Yeah, he's a hack.
He's a
Yeah.
complete hack.
He's a
I
hack.
guess that's free to telly. Well, that's telly, isn't it?
Very,
That's
very
TV,
funny.
folks.
Very funny. CJ McCollum
Yeah.
did tweet out what you just said, Lucas, about like, man, like, anyone could be traded now if Luka Doncic was gone.
Yeah, he's like, better keep my suitcase packed. He's going to turn into the new Isaiah Thomas.
Are we saying is
The funny part of that was that all the replies were like, nobody wants it.
is the rate on that CJ McCollum thinks he's as good as those players, or is the rate on that CJ McCollum desperately wants to get traded?
It's just he's not funny.
Yeah.
Is he self-aware and he knows that he's not getting traded?
I've heard self-aware. I
Yeah.
think he's very down to earth.
It would
Why
be.
do you think that?
It would be funny if he
Look at
kept
the race.
tweeting it.
Where did you get your ideas from?
I
He's
follow
like-
his Heritage 191 profile.
Yeah, right.
Do you really?
And not the woman he's married to.
That's one of the stranger things that I've heard. In
Doesn't
You know why he follows it.
It's a family heritage.
Because Elise is on
Because
it.
Elise she's on the wine page.
Yeah.
No, they make their wine together. It's like Gary Ablett Jr. How should we wrap up the pod? That doesn't feel natural.
Everyone's stupid. Great.
Yeah.
Great deadline. Best deadline ever for us.
Not for us, for human beings.
I was there when Brandon and I got traded to the Phoenix Suns on deadline day 2015, so
It's probably pretty good for you.
it was interesting.
I was there when Adrian Dantley got traded for Denver and got wine.
We're recording this. Alright, let's put it out. 10 o'clock now?
It's 10, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just call that 10 o'clock.
He's still on DST.
Would that be right?
Which is about 9, currently it's about 9 hours before the trade deadline.
Dante City is half an hour behind Melbourne.
There'll be more moves over the
Can I get a break?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, not for this part, but bloody hell. 8:35.
And he's broken his leg.
Mark. Oh, here's one. The Sopranos is the best show ever. What is
Oh, my God.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty? The first 3 seasons.
Have you watched The Wire? It's really good.
Apparently, yeah. So I've asked colleagues about this. They bring up like The Wire, Soul, Breaking
People love
Bad.
Burbank, yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I'm more of a Girls on Broad City sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like listening exactly right to women's voices.
And then I turn.
And Elon Musk putting his heart out, or
Hey, Alex, you do the action.
Oh my god, he did it!
I'm doing the sign up for pod.
Nah, he was just really overstimulated.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It was
That's why he made reference to a genocide.
It was the Asperger's. Yeah.
Yeah. He was just
Well, I'm
swimming.
glad on that because actually it's been only maybe 2.5 weeks and it's gotten incredibly dystopian.
Yeah. Well,
So we can't end on that either.
Well,
planes falling out of the sky. He's making all these crazy edicts. Luka Doncic is on the lake.
He said
It's the end time.
He said that he was going to be a dictator on day one, and then he gets in and he actually starts acting like a fascist, and then everyone's just kind of moving on. And what are you doing?
Yeah. This starts to get into my all general managers are stupid because he is essentially a general manager.
Yeah.
And then everybody hires or that puts in those positions are all general managers of said departments.
God, you know he would have done the Doncic trade. The Davis trade.
So you think everyone's a general manager, basically?
What, bro? 100%.
Everyone's a general manager in their own little way.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm general.
I'm a GM, generally managed.
Everyone.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
All general managers in all positions. No offense to any of our bosses.
Yeah.
Does that include you?
Nah,
I like it.
I got a very good boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like my boss too.
Shout out to my.
Yeah.
Well, it's turned into horror bosses 3 where they come around to their bosses. All right, let's just pause the recording and speak to
Yeah,
you
this
next
is
time.
mint. Yeah.
The NBA moves so quickly these days, it's hard to keep up. Shams and Woj are breaking stories left and right, but the Quick Time Out is right there with them to keep you informed on the latest NBA news. Stop in and let us break it down as it happens. Find the Quick Time Out on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.
You want to talk WNBA? Maybe some WNBL? Australian Opals chat? Heck, even dabble in some EuroLeague? Find the W Basketball Show on the Deep 2 Podcast Network.